What is the difference between a product that makes $500 and a product that makes you $500,000? It's not the product itself, it's not the ad creative, it's not even the niche that you're in. It's how you're evaluating products in the first place. And once you shift your perspective on this, everything clicks and your entire approach changes. See, everyone's evaluating products the same way. Engagement, order counts, how viral it is, but those metrics, they don't tell you if something's actually worth building around long term. What does matter is completely different. So I'm gonna show you exactly what to look for, the signals that will tell you this is worth building around versus something that's just gonna burn your ad spend. All right, so think about the last few products that you tested. How did you find them? You probably went to a product research tool, you sorted by best sellers or the highest engagement, and you picked whatever was at the top. And look, I get it. That makes total sense, doesn't it? If it's working for other people, it should work for you. But here's what actually happens. By the time that you're seeing it ranked at the top, so is everybody else and their mom. You're testing the same products as dozens or even hundreds of other people at the exact same time. You're all running ads to the same audience, competing on these same creative angles. And maybe you get some sales, but within 2 to 3 weeks, that market is already saturated. So your cost per purchase goes up, your margins get squeezed, and you're back to searching for the next thing. But the people that are actually building sustainable business, they're not even playing that game. They've learned to look at products completely differently. They're not asking what's trending right now. They're asking what will still be profitable 6 months from now. And the way that you figure that out, you stop looking at service level metrics and you start asking one simple question about every product that you're considering. So when I'm evaluating products, the first thing that I'm thinking about is this: how boring is the problem this solves? I know that sounds backwards, but just hear me out for a second. Flashy products, they get you transactions. Boring products, they get you customers. There is a huge difference. When someone buys a viral fidget spinner, for example, they play with it for a week and then they move on. And honestly, they probably couldn't even tell you what brand it was from that they purchased. They don't remember. It honestly doesn't even matter to them. But when someone actually solves real pain or gets them deeper into a hobby they're already obsessed with, they remember who solved it, and that ends up creating loyalty. So look, I bought a pizza oven, one of those outdoor ones that gets crazy hot and makes restaurant quality pizza at home. It costs something like $400 to $500 for just the oven itself. And I had this insane pizza in Naples when I was traveling through Italy. It was supposedly like the #1 rated pizza restaurant in the world. I waited over 2 hours just to get inside, and I've been chasing that taste ever since. That is what, I guess, got me into all of this. And there's this company called Uni that created these pizza ovens that get to extreme high temperatures, 700 and 800 degrees, which allow for the creation of this Napoleon style pizza that anyone can do at home. Now, here's what's really genius about how they built this. So for years, everyone thought that you needed a 1,000-year-old brick oven to make the real Neapolitan style pizza. But what this company did, they carved out this whole niche around the idea that anyone can make restaurant quality pizza at home without that. Now, that's boring to most people. Probably a lot of you guys that are watching, it's not sexy, but to people who care about making great pizza, that is everything. And I know the community is obsessed because after I bought the oven, I spent another $200+ on accessories I didn't even know that I needed. Pizza peels, thermometers, dough scrapers. So once you're in, you want to continuously get better. And what do you need? You need the tools to continuously get better. All right, so I want to show you an example. This is Reddit-Neapolitan pizza, and it's basically just a forum where there's over 10,000 people that are constantly posting different pictures of their pizza. Obviously the Neapolitan style pizza. They're sharing their recipes that they're following. They're showing their progression. As you can see, tons and tons of engagement every single day. That is the level of obsession that I'm talking about. Most people see that and they think that, maybe this is too niche. It's 10,000 people. Pizza is generalized, but Neapolitan style pizza, maybe not everybody knows what that is. But those 10,000 people, they are spending money on ovens. They're spending money on accessories, ingredients. They're basically all in and they want to continuously get better. Don't even get me started on how much I've spent on coffee accessories just to make a good cup of coffee. Literally thousands of dollars on espresso machines, high quality burr grinders, portafilters, precision scales, milk pitchers, all these little magnetic trinkets. It's the same exact pattern. Boring problem. So making good coffee at home, but once you're in that world, you cannot stop upgrading. And that is what most people miss. These problems, they're not exciting. They're not novel. Making better pizza at home, making better coffee at home, these aren't new problems, but there are entire communities quietly obsessed with getting better at them. And those people, they don't just buy once, they keep buying, they upgrade, they tell their friends. So if 95% of people are scrolling past it because it's not trending or viral, but you can find a community that cares deeply, that is where you actually have room to build something. Now, boring problem with the community, that is great, but that alone isn't enough, because the other thing that I need to know is, will this get easier for me over time, or am I just going to be stuck on a hamster wheel? All right, so let me show you the difference here, because this is what actually does matter. Now let's just say that I'm on my phone and I'm on Instagram or I'm on TikTok and I scroll and find this product right here. As you can see, it's one of those speakers that sticks to your shower wall and turns your whole entire bathroom into this amplified sound system, if you will. It's actually a pretty satisfying video. It's got hundreds of thousands of likes, thousands of comments. And then if I go into the comments, here is what I'm seeing. How much do they cost? Donde lo compro, which is, where do I buy it in Spanish? I need one of these. Wow, where can I get this? And that's pretty much it. It's just people wanting to impulse buy something they saw. There's a few jokes in there and some people saying that it's cool, but nobody's actually talking to each other about the product itself or this community that it may be forming. Nobody's asking things like, hey, which surface works best? Or does this work better on towel or acrylic? Or even sharing their setup. It's just attention. It's not an obsession by any means. Now, when you compare that to what we just talked about with the pizza oven or, the coffee accessories, those people on Reddit-Neapolitan Pizza, they're posting their results. As you can see here, literally everywhere, they are sharing their recipes. They're asking other people for advice on dough hydration levels to get the perfect puff up in the crust. What kind of tools should you be using to turn your pizza? What kind of turning peels should you be using? All the different types of pizza creations that they're creating. That is a community solving problems together. They're coming up with different ideas together. But this shower speaker, there's no community around shower audio quality. It's just a cool little gadget that got a lot of views on TikTok. Now look, I need to make this clear because there's a lot of misinformation out there right now. People are being told to just sell whatever's trending. And yeah, those impulse buy products, they can work. They can get you your first few sales, maybe even get you a decent month if you catch a product early on. But they'll never build you a real business. They won't compound. You're just going to be stuck on that hamster wheel chasing the next viral thing every 30-ish days. So yeah, that's what I mean. You are not looking for products that simply get attention. You are looking for boring problems that people are actually obsessed with solving, because one builds a business and the other burns money chasing trends. All right, so you get the concept. Boring problems, obsessed communities, that's what works. But how do you actually know if the product that you're thinking about fits that? It's actually pretty simple. You can go to Reddit. Now, you're not just gonna search for the product, you're searching for the problem people are trying to solve. So with the pizza ovens, I'm gonna be searching issues with Neapolitan pizza or problems with Neapolitan pizza, and I wanna show you what comes up. You can see right here, there's all these various issues that are commonly had with trying to create Neapolitan pizza. So crust issues, dough density, oven temperature, hydration levels, certain flour choice, all the issues and problems that arise are right here. You can just see right here, this post, dough filling far too sticky to ball, any help? And all these people offering help. 59 comments saying exactly what to do. Right here, the pizza oven is not hot enough, sharing the pictures, and then all these people that are willing to help. These are people that are troubleshooting. They are trying to get better at this craft. And you can just see right here, any dough sitting for an hour on a wood cutting board is going to act like that. Don't forget to add a little flour to the surface. So all these people that are troubleshooting this problem that this dude has, which is sticky pizza dough. So that's the obsession. That is a real community solving problems together. Now, when we compare that to the shower speaker, you go look at the comments, it's just, where do I buy this? Nobody's really troubleshooting anything. There isn't any problems. You could do the same thing, go on Reddit and try and find people that are using that product or having issues with sticking a speaker onto a shower wall, which I don't know how much of that you're going to find. So whatever product that you're thinking about, I want you to go to Reddit and I want you to search your product, the issues or the problems, and spend about 5 minutes scrolling through all of the posts. Are others responding with detailed solutions? Because that is a signal. If it's just people saying like cool product or not really even engaging with the post itself, then you probably want to move on. All right, so let's say that you did this and it checks out. You found a boring problem with an obsessed community on Reddit. you see people actually helping each other solve it, that is a green light. Now, here's what happens with most people at this stage. They go straight to testing without thinking about their fulfillment setup. And what ends up happening, you start getting orders and suddenly you're spending 2+ hours a day just processing them. You're copy and pasting tracking numbers, you're answering where's my order messages over and over. You basically become a full-time customer service rep instead of actually growing the thing. So what I use is this website called TeamDrop, and here's why this actually matters for those of you guys that are watching. It connects directly to the Chinese wholesale markets. For example, you can see right here, 1688 and Taobao. These are the same suppliers everyone on AliExpress is buying from, but you are cutting out the person in between that's charging you a premium for that product. So your margins are just going to be better from day one. And then you also get a dedicated agent. You can see right here, I can simply chat with this agent and ask, any status on a certain order. They are, again, fully integrated into your store, so they know exactly what's going on in the back end. And to use this app, it's entirely free. So they're not going to charge you a subscription service just to use it. But what's really useful, in my opinion, let's just say, okay, we wanted to sell this pizza turning peel. Right? What's cool is that we have access to some of the best shipping lines coming out of China, the fastest, most reliable lines. You can see right here, if we just check like a random variant like this, we go over the shipping methods and you have a ton of shipping options right here. We can go all the way down to 5 to 8 days with the Yunfast Econ line. So, the normal shipping times from AliExpress are like 2 to 3 weeks. We can get it down, if you want to pay a little bit more, if you value getting your products to your customers quickly, which you absolutely should anyway, and you just, charge them a premium. And all you have to do to use this app after you download it is simply just go over here, store management, authorize store, add your store, and you're basically just adding the app and then inserting your Shopify URL, and then it's going to get connected. And then once you get orders that come in, they're going to sync from your Shopify store onto this orders dashboard. You can set up an automation to which it automatically fulfills the order for you, so you're not wasting your time on remedial tasks that you shouldn't be worrying about anyway when you're first starting. All right, so you made sure that it's legit, you got your fulfillment sorted out, but here's where most people still fail. They show up saying the exact same thing as everybody else. Now, can you still make sales that way? Yeah, probably. If you throw enough money at ads, you will get some conversions, but you're competing purely on price at that point, and that is really just a race to the bottom. Someone's always going to undercut you. What you want is an actual positioning advantage, something that makes people choose you, even if you are a bit more expensive. Now, for example, if we look at a company like Yeti, what do? They sell a $450 cooler when you can get an Igloo at Walmart for like $50. So it's the same basic function, which is really just keeping stuff cool. But Yeti's positioned around keeping ice for 7+ days. Indestructible, bear proof, as they call it. Now, they are not competing with Igloo. They are in their own category. Right? It's same thing with your product. You need that angle that makes you the obvious choice for a specific reason. And the easiest way to do that is to use Amazon reviews specifically. So you want to go find the top selling products in your category. And I want you to read the 2-star and the 3-star reviews, not the 5-star reviews, not the 1-star reviews. Write what is in the middle. We can look at the comments. It works. You can make a pizza. It's very fiddly. Stuff burns in a blink. The dough wants to stick and it almost is impossible to rotate. So what is the pattern here? It's uneven heat. It's difficult to rotate. That could be your positioning. Your angle could be something like a even heat distribution, so there's no burn spots, or an easy rotate design, so there's no having to babysit your pizza, whatever it may be. You are solving the exact thing that people are frustrating about. And the key is you don't just say it, you want to prove it. So if your angle is even heating, your ad is going to be showing the pizza cooking. It's going to have that perfect leoparding of the crust on the bottom. There's going to be no burn spots. You want to show that result. That is how you compete when there's already brands in your market. You're not trying to be better at everything. You're just solving one thing that they are all missing. So your community exists. Check. Now, what's the gap? What are people still complaining about? So position yourself as the solution to that, and that is how you win. Now, some of you probably get all this. Maybe it clicked, So boring problems, communities, positioning gaps. You see what I'm saying, you're understanding everything, but then you're sitting there going, all right, so where do I even start? Which community do I go after? How do I know if my positioning is actually good? What if I picked the wrong thing? And that is where most people get stuck and they get frustrated. Not because they don't understand the concept, but because there's a gap between understanding it and actually building a brand around it. So if you want help from me and my team actually walking you through this, we find your community together, we make sure it's the right one, we figure out your positioning, we build the whole thing. I've got a few spots open in my mentorship program right now. Again, we work one-on-one with you for 10 weeks. We help you find your product, we validate it, we build this whole thing from scratch or wherever you may be in your e-commerce journey. And by the end of it, if you've built something solid, we invest our own money into growing it with you. So we become active partners. Now, if you're really serious about building something long-term that you won't have to start over every 30 days, I will leave a link below to apply and see if it makes sense for you. Now, if this isn't something for you or you don't need one-on-one guidance, that's totally fine. What we just went over today in this video will already give you a head start compared to everyone else who's out there just chasing viral products. If you're still watching this right now, that tells me that you're someone who takes action. You are, in fact, serious about this. Most people, they drop off way before this point. So very proud of you of that and appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.